Hey everyone, how you doing? So today is the 3rd of June and I am 941 days steroid free. And this video is going to be slightly different to a normal update. I will eventually start talking about eczema, but first things first, I just want to talk about the whole movement for Black Lives Matter. There is no way I can have a channel all about skin and not talk about it. So I just feel I've written a lot of stuff down because I feel I'm going to miss some things and I don't want to leave anything out. So basically, this is bigger than the death of George Floyd. This whole movement with the Black Lives Matter is so big, and I feel like it's just been a boiling pot that has finally boiled over. It's thrown in our faces daily. Racism comes in many different forms, and it doesn't just mean calling someone the N-word and hating someone for their skin. It's more than that. It's about not letting Black people understand where they're from, not letting them see their faces in the media, not appreciating them for what they've given, but you always want to take. It's using certain words to describe something a Black person does, but using the complete opposite to describe what a white person does. The trends that are happening now and the things that people want and want to pay for were things that we were told growing up were not desirable. Hairstyles, fashion choices, just the way that your body is. The surge in plastic surgery to emulate a look that was once bullied in school, having a really big bum or really big lips. I've even been told that I have big lips. I don't feel like my lips were big, but when I was younger, I was very, very, very conscious about them. Not only that, because of the eczema, I never wanted to draw attention to my lips, but the comments that I used to get that they were big, obviously I'm not going to try and attract even more attention to them. But look now, people's lips, I'm on the small spectrum, if you know what I mean. Another thing that's a bit more split, depending on what country you're living in, like, I don't appreciate the very flippant use of the N-word. I don't use it. I don't like it. I don't care who says it, claiming it, whatever. I don't care. I just don't like it. For me, when I was growing up, it was very hard to see my face in the media. Like, looking back, I didn't understand how that would shape me growing up, but now I totally see it. It's a reason why I literally fried my hair for years trying to get it straight, whereas now I know how to take care of my hair. But that's only because only recently people are embracing their curls, and there's videos for me to watch to understand how to do my hair. That wasn't there for me back in the day. Anyway, I'm digressing a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another video after this one, and it's going to be a part 2 to my skin psychologies that I've done like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now. Part 1 was basically me talking about how eczema affected me from being born to probably like primary school. Part 2 that I'm going to film later is going to be about secondary school to uni. So basically all of my academic life. And part 3, which I hope to film very soon, will be me as an adult, my working life, and how it's affected like relationships and jobs and stuff like that. But I will talk more about the media and as a female not being able to see Black people or mixed people or people with skin like me in the media. I just didn't understand it back then, and there'll be no reason for me to understand it because it was the norm. I am very aware that the world is very desensitized to violence. We're very desensitized to violence and death and abuse. I feel like with George Floyd, quite rightfully, the outrage is here. But we have seen so much of this in the media, our response to it is so dampened. These people that we're recording have seen a man's life being taken from him in front, and they still have the strength to film. I've seen someone faint in front of me once and I cried. I was quite young, but that's how I feel like we have become so used to seeing stuff like this, whether it be films, video games. I play a lot of video games too. Everyday things that it's so ordinary almost that we just almost expect it, and we don't have the same response that we would have if we never were exposed to violence. And nobody should be exposed to violence. That is the point. Something as big as this is affecting everyone. It's making everyone look in on themselves and realize, what have I seen? What have I witnessed? And how long have I been witnessing it for? And it's been okay. Like I said, this is this is something that has been bubbling for ages, years, centuries. With the killing of George Floyd, in the way it happened and where it happened, as they say, this is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is it. The protesting and the social media movement that's happening, I'm amazed. It's inspiring to see so many people come together, but at the same time, I'm so scared. When you try to fight fire with fire, it just creates more fire. And the two types of fire that we're playing with here is like a match against a bonfire that has been burning for hundreds of years with plenty of fuel. Do you get what I'm saying? But with enough matches, this flame can be bigger and a better flame, if that makes sense. My analogies in my brain make sense, but I don't know if they translate into video. Nobody likes change. And when something comes along that incites change, there is going to be a bit of backlash first. And I'm guessing that's what's going on now. We're asking to break down something that has been going on for hundreds of years. The positive thing in all of this is that it's brought everyone together. It's just a shame that a tragedy needs to occur for people to put aside their differences and come together. But it generally happens like that because you realise that you're all fighting for the same thing, and every other fight you've had before was petty compared to this. It's good that every shade, race, colour, religion is coming together. I cannot fault that. And everyone's doing their bit, whether it's sharing a post, signing petitions, donating, protesting. Everyone's doing their bit just to show that they stand with the movement. But here is my thing. We all know that social media is very fickle. Like, its turnover is like that. Today's headlines will be tomorrow's memes. And then within a week, people have like forgotten about it. And I don't think that that will happen with this situation. But for some people, this movement may be forgotten the minute they press post. And I will admit that living in the UK, I cannot understand what is going on in America. Like, us in the UK think we have it bad. America has it 100 times worse. And I can never try to comprehend what someone in America, a black person in America, must feel when they walk outside the door. I can't. I've never even been to America. There have been some things that I've watched that have really, really opened my eyes. And I'm not saying open my eyes. I mean, they have opened my eyes to the point where you kind of feel like your reality has been a bit broken. And back in February, I actually met up with one of my TSW people. She sent me this video by Dr. Joe DeGroy. Now, this video is about an hour and 15 minutes, and it's like a talk that she's giving to a room full of people, and it was about racism and slavery. The whole time I watched this, I was so uncomfortable. I watched it with my boyfriend, and I feel like he was uncomfortable too, because some of the things that were being said, it's not things that you learn about when you think about slavery. They tell you how bad it was, but they don't tell you how bad it was, if you know what I mean. The whole time, I just didn't feel right and good, because this whole situation has been sugarcoated for way too long. I'm going to leave a link of this talk in the description box, and I urge every single one of you to watch it. This is just for your personal growth, learning. The way she speaks is very entertaining, so an hour and 50 minutes will like fly by. But the message that she is trying to tell us is that slavery affected everyone, not just black people, white people too, because it's ingrained in them to not feel bad for what happened, and it gets passed down. And the trauma of white people witnessing lynchings and killings also affects them. It's affected everyone, and they probably don't even know it. It's a very, very interesting watch. Honestly, I urge you to watch it if you can. So one thing is, because I'm mixed, I sometimes feel a bit funny. I don't feel funny, I just know that there'll be someone in the comments that says something like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Also, I'm not a black male, and I'm sure black males in the UK and the US have a much different experience than a mixed woman in the UK. But, so that's what I want to end on right there. Black Lives Matter, very much so right now, but that's what I want to leave it there. So, Oh, and also, it's such a beautiful necklace. Don't you think it's so cute? It's the cutest thing. I'll leave a link to this in the description box if you want one. But yeah, so my skin, as you can tell by my face, I am absolutely sweating in it. It's not even that hot, but I'm wearing one of Nick's hoodies. I don't know what this is made of, but oh my god. I can't open the window because there are kids outside and they are screaming. Yep, I can still hear them. They are screaming, so I don't want them to interfere with the audio. So yeah, we're in June now. We've been given the go-ahead to see friends. I saw one of my friends for the first time in 2 months the other day. I swear I could have cried when I saw her. I missed her so much. So the only thing that I can really say about my skin is that this weekend I had a really bad itch attack. I was doing moisture withdrawal on my arms because I'm not going anywhere. It's been very, very hot in the UK. As you can tell, I'm glowing. Had a bath like normal, put on my Aquaphor like normal because I was going out. And then I got in the car and it just came over me that I needed to scratch. It started off on my left, started going. And you know that feeling when it feels so good, I just kept going and going and going. I was in the car for 5 minutes. By the time I got out that car, my arms looked like this. And I could literally feel the blood throbbing in my arms. So I got to Nick's house and I just sat there and just, I was sprawled out like this. Just like that on the bed, like, I'm trying not to scratch. And I just let him like, just hold my hand, because I'm like, if you don't hold my hand, I'm gonna scratch. It calmed down pretty quick, like within like 2 hours. I did take 2 cetirizine. When it gets that bad, I guess I panic. My arms or any part of my body hasn't been that bad since like the first week of withdrawal when I scratched my neck and it was like swollen. That's what it reminded me of, and I was panicking that it was gonna happen all over again. I didn't break the skin or anything, there was no blood. I was just like basically rubbing my nails against my skin. Thank God for my acrylics, because I would have ripped my arms to shreds. But it did go down. The next day my arms are just dry. Can you see this? This is dryness. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible, it's just dry. If you don't already follow Luigi's Skin on Instagram, you need to, especially if you are going through topical steroid withdrawal. She is making a documentary in Singapore because she's at a clinic right now. I don't know if she's still there. Is she still there? She went to a clinic in Singapore to try and treat TSW, and she's making a documentary all about it, and she has a ton of followers, so the awareness that she can spread in one post, banging. She made a post recently, which is very, very true, that although our condition is called red skin syndrome, not everyone gets red skin like me. I didn't go red, I went purple. So unless it's called purple skin syndrome for me, the red skin didn't really apply. So maybe red skin syndrome is not the best way to describe it. As a blanket term, yes, because the skin is inflamed, hence red, but it's not universal for everyone. And that's why probably some people don't realise that they're going through it, because they don't see their skin as red and they don't see the correlation between the two. So yeah, I'll put everyone's Instagram, everything I'm talking about in this video, I'm going to put it in the description box. Okay, just go down there, find everything I'm talking about. Good stuff to watch down there, really good stuff. The last thing I want to talk about is a lot of people that follow me are female, between the ages of like 20 and 30. So I'm assuming you have heard of Patricia Bright. If you haven't, you need to follow her because she is pretty awesome. She put up a video a couple of days ago talking about her daughter, Nova. She has been suffering with eczema, and the treatment that her doctors obviously gave her was steroids. And her skin kind of got worse, and long story short, Nova is currently going through topical steroid withdrawal. And I saw this video because I've been following Patricia for years. She's always so upbeat, and this one video you could tell that it was getting to her, that she could see her daughter suffering. So I left a message thinking, I don't know, maybe something in my videos could help her, maybe prepare her for something that might come up in the future, or any questions that she might have, because Nova is also mixed. Patricia's husband is white and Patricia is Nigerian. So in that sense, how my skin manifested the red skin syndrome, it might be similar to how her daughter shows up on her skin, and maybe the treatment that I've been using, the methods and treatments I've been using may work for her as well. So I left her a message, and the other day she replied to me, and she literally said, I have been watching your videos over the last couple of months. And I just thought, But I mean, that's the aim of my channel. Not everyone that watches me comments or subscribes, but just the fact that the information is there, free of charge, whenever you want it, it's there. It's just, that's the aim of my channel. Just come along, take what you need from it, and leave a comment or don't. It doesn't matter. The information that I've put out is all that matters. And she says she's seen the information, so I hope that it helps, and I hope she can always refer back to it whenever she feels to. And even when Nova is older, maybe she can look back and think, oh look, I had that. I understand that itch, I know what that was. But yeah, my camera is flashing at me right now saying that it's getting hot. I understand, because I'm boiling, so I'm going to have to cut this video really short here. Again, I'm going to be filming another video called Skin Psychology Part 2, talking about my experiences with eczema and my skin through secondary school, college and university. So please hit the notification button so that you don't miss when I upload that. And I hope everyone is having a good day, not too itchy. Hope you're still in quarantine, keeping safe still, or going back to work. Who knows what's going on right now, but just stay safe. And I hope you have an itch-free day today, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.